Yo, what's up? All right, today I want to show you what we're releasing for EXOD.ai. This has been a dream of mine for the past decade. We've been trying to build this for a long time, and now we have it here. And it's ready. Now, EXOD is a ad engineering platform where basically you create workflows to automate completely your ad management. Now, a lot of people think that full 100% ad automation is not possible, but with EXOD, you can finally do it based on the workflows that you create yourself or with the help of EXOD. So you could ask EXOD to actually build these workflows for you and to help you build them up and make sure that they actually function the way that you want them to function. Now, I want to explain you one of the flows that I'm currently running for EXOD, and it's a split between Meta and Google. Now, this is the beauty here, is that you can launch basically an EXOD campaign that's going to run between Meta, Google, TikTok, and all the other advertisers. We have Google and Meta right now, but we're adding everyone. We're adding TikTok, we're adding OpenAI, X, Reddit, Pinterest. We're going to add everything. And a single budget is going to be able to be automated between all these platforms, and you're going to be able to create loops between all of them. And I want to show you exactly how these function. I have the Meta node here, and I could add another. Let's say I want TikTok. Let's say this is TikTok, but it's not. It's Google. But this is the Google or the TikTok or the Meta node, and then you start creating workflows from here. So now if I delete this node, let's go with the Meta node. So we have the ad account node, and we have the page node, and I could have a bunch of pages, by the way. I could have infinite amount of pages, infinite amount of ad accounts, infinite amount of business managers. So you could be running basically the same campaign or multiple different campaigns and multiple different business managers, multiple ad accounts and different pages. Those are strategies that are known, right? If you want to launch lead generation or e-commerce, maybe you want to create personas and you launch a persona ad for a product in 100 different pages simultaneously, and you loop and you automate all of them automatically. Let's say we have this page, which is the EXOD.ai page. We then create a campaign node, but I could create another node, right? So if I go here in structure, I could click on campaign. It's going to create a new campaign node, and I could automate another workflow on a second campaign, on a third campaign, however amount of campaigns that I want. But for now, we're going to delete this. So we have this campaign. It's a 70% from the daily budget, which is $40. I could put it at $100 to make it easier for the math. So if I say, okay, I have 70% here, which means it's going to be $70 between Meta, and then the Google would have 30. And I could change this to 50-50, or I could change that to whatever amount I want. Now, from the campaign, you create all the targetings. So these are the ad sets in the Meta ad account. So you create the targeting, and basically it's kind of like on Meta. If you click on broad, it's gonna simplify the ad set. So you won't have all the options that if you click on interest, for example. In interest, you could go and say, hey, I want a suggestion by industry, let's say marketing. So I want marketing, digital marketing agency, and it gives you a bunch of different interests and behaviors that the industry already has pre-programmed. So for now, we're going to leave it like that. It doesn't really matter. Then we have all the other ad sets you could create abroad, then an interest-based, a lookalike, a retargeting campaign. So I have a retargeting campaign right here based on all the events that have already happened. And then you could have the ad nodes. So I could add any ad node. Let's say I want a new ad, and so I could select my ad here, which is the visual. So let's say I'm gonna say this one, for example. Okay, so we're gonna use this one, and then I could add a bunch of automation on the ad itself. I could add AI nodes, for example, of analyzing the image, and then it scores the creative. So I would score the creative, I would analyze what happens with the ad, the results of the ad, then give it a score, and then decide what it's going to do. And basically, these are the actions, right? So if we have an analysis that the ad is above this, I could put another rule. If the ad is above, let's say $10, then you create a new ad. You generate a new AI ad. So you generate an ad. So we're going to create an ad. How many ads? We could say 5 different ads. You create 5 different ads based on the results of this, based on the analysis and the scoring that you gave this ad. If the leads or the cost of lead cost per result is above $10, then generate a new image and you create a new ad with that. You create the new ad with the image. So you can go to infinity with these flows. You could ask EXOD to do it for you. You can ask EXOD, hey EXOD, I'm running this kind of business. I want to fully automate my ads between Google, Meta, TikTok, and Pinterest. So guide me and build me an entire workflow that will fully autonomously loop and scale and optimize and create new angles and new creatives every day or whatever based on the results. My leads need to be under $30, for example. So EXOD is going to loop through the entire workflow and make sure that that's happening. So then you have all the optimization workflow that comes from the campaign. So you have the optimizer clock here that runs every 12 hours. And from there, you add enough to judge condition. So if the leads, if you have at least 8 leads after 12 hours, then it goes through the ad set state. And here, basically, if there's not enough, then it's going to hold. If there's not, after 12 hours, if we don't have enough to judge the campaign, which is 8 leads, then we're going to hold. If it's a winning ad, is there room to grow? So we have a room to grow condition here, and that's based on how much already spent. And if there is, then let's move some budget. Let's allocate an extra 20% to Meta, to the campaign, based on all the results that you've seen so far. Then we have a duplicate and mutate node, and basically this is to create new ads based on the result that you have. So it's going to have a cool off of 48 hours. So it's going to wait for your ad to have at least 48 hours of data. Then it's going to generate a new image. It's going to generate 4 images that I put here. Then it's going to score the creatives and generate a video based on those images. So first create the images, because I'm trying to create video, because video maybe for my industry behaves better to lower my CPM or to lower my cost per lead or my cost per result. Maybe I know about video, right? So I want to create a video on winning images. So it's going to look at the best performing image, and then it's going to give it a score. Based on that score, we're going to create a video, a 15-second video based on the results of this image with the look of that image, of course. And then we're going to swap the creatives. And we have a retire and replace for the campaign ad sets. So if based on the results we're not getting anything, let's replace the ad sets after that amount of time. So it's going to look for new ad sets, and it's going to replace the ones that are not generating results with this one. But I could also add AI between AI nodes here, where I say, okay, analyze the campaign. Okay, give me a score, or diagnose what's the problem based on the analysis that you just did. And then if you find that we're not getting enough results or the ad set is not behaving correctly, create a new ad set and replace it. And if the ad set is totally not working, it's been too much time, then it's going to kill it. Then we have the AI review of the campaign. So we have the AI review every 6 hours. So every 6 hours, we run an analysis, AI analysis of the entire campaign. And this is completely separated from all the other flows, all the other AI flows that we have. Because all the other AI flows are basically part of that workflow, right? So the campaign optimization workflow, where we need to do some specific things. But here, this is for the actual entire Meta campaign. So we're going to analyze, okay, the campaign itself every 6 hours. And EXOD is going to decide what it does. So is it going to increase the budget by 20%? Is it going to rotate audiences or retire them? So kill the audiences and replace them by new ad sets? Or is it just going to send a notification to the user, to me, based on the results that it found? So this is full AI analysis. So it really goes and looks at the entire flow and looks at what results you've had every 6 hours. You could put it at every hour, okay? Or you could put it weekly. You decide. You may know the results a little bit better, but the more you launch campaign, the more you're gonna know these numbers. And then notify you. I decided to notify using Discord. because Discord is my thing. I love Discord. And then we have the Google workflow. So the $100 a day campaign, 30% goes to Google. So that's $30 a day in my Google ad account. Then the campaign is at $30 here. And then we have all the targeting. So we have broad, alternatives, and category. And then it all comes down to phrase plus exact onlys. I'm going to do more videos. Actually, I want to do videos on each of the nodes because I think they're really important. Each of these nodes are really, really important. And then it goes all into the URL, which is exod.ai. One thing that I could do is I could say, okay, create a landing page specifically for Exod. Here I have landing pages that are already created. And if I go to this landing page just to show you, this is what the landing page looks like. This is a landing page that Exod creates. They're kind of like click funnels. So this is really interesting because you can create infinite amount of campaigns based on that specific workflow that you're building. You could say, hey, here's 100 workflows. Let's test 100 different verticals. Let's test 100 different landing pages, and you're gonna know which one you can automate to take an action based on those results, right? And then I have all the optimization for Google, which is basically the same thing as the optimization for Meta. So it looks at which terms are winning. Do we have enough budget? Do we increase the budget on a daily basis of 20 or 15%? You decide what percentage to go. I could say 300% a day. I decide what budget I want to use every day. Now, so this is the Google workflow. It's very simple. But then we have all the optimization for the EXOD campaign. So this is called a Genesis campaign, which is the campaign for all of the campaigns and all of the workflows. So this is my cost guard. So this is a cost guard node, which basically every 6 hours, I could put it at every hour, but every 6 hours for this specific node, I look at the condition. Is my cost going out of hand? So if my leads are above $45, we need to take a decision. Okay, we're going to pause them. So if they're out of hand completely, we're going to pause, and then we're going to send a notification to Discord immediately to the user. And I could say, okay, so if the campaign is bad, let's go through an AI loop where we create a brand new campaign, okay, if the leads are above $45. And that loop can run to infinity. So it can be fully automated forever, where, okay, the lead is above $45. Let's analyze and decide, and then split, and then launch campaigns on TikTok, and then launch campaigns on Google, and test this and test that. You literally have an infinity of workflows that you can run here. Infinity. And we're going to add nodes every day, every week. We're adding nodes to the workflows because we just want to give you all the tools that you need, basically. I'm also running here a weekly growth or a growth basically node. So it looks at the growth every week or every hour or every 6 hours. It doesn't matter. And then, is it big enough, right? Do we have at least 100 leads? So I could say 100 leads or 100 sales or 100 CTR or 100 clicks. It doesn't matter. Okay, what the seed is. The seed is like the thing that you actually want, the base, the foundation. Is my foundation big enough? Do I have enough leads to create a retargeting and lookalike campaign? If yes, let's go and create a retargeting campaign. Let's go and create a lookalike campaign. Is there enough headroom to widen? So let's expand the interest. Okay, so I put like an expand interest node here. Is our spread too thin? Then let's consolidate. So those are all things you can do. And again, you can go to infinity. We currently have 37 nodes in the system. And then we have what I think are the most interesting nodes in all of the world. So if you create a memory node for the campaign, and these super nodes, you can add them to any flow in your workflow. So if I have a memory node that runs every week, so every week I'm going to run a memory node and I'm going to connect a motor super node. And basically you have something called a tower file. It's called the tower. This is how we called it at Exod, the tower. And the tower has all your business profile, all your results, all your past results from the ad account, all the clicks, all the sales, or all the leads, everything. It has everything. All the spend, it has everything. All the results from all your workflows, it has everything. So Mordor every week is going to optimize and rebuild that tower. Okay, so it's going to update it. And you can ask your workflow. You can add a workflow that it goes through your tower, takes an AI decision based on that, based on your results, your past results, and then take a decision and create a full workflow based on that. We also have the Hive Mind, which is the most impressive node. This node and the Mordor node are only available at $99 a month. But the Hive Mind basically is a super node that lets you access the entire network of EXOD. So how this works is if you add a Hive node, then it's going to open up all your results, everything, all of your stuff to the Hive Mind, okay? And everyone in the Hive Mind is not going to have access to your actual results, but you're going to add all the information, all the results and strategies of your vertical that you generated, but not you specifically, but what your campaigns have generated as results. Let's create an overview of that. Let's create a logic and a brain behind it. Let's add it to the Hive Mind. So we know that the payment processing industry is known to have these amount of leads at this cost, this CPM during these specific seasons. And we know that Google is better at these moments and TikTok is better at these moments. So you're feeding the Hive Mind, but also because you're feeding it, you're allowed to take back. You're allowed to take all the data from the Hive Mind. So you can create an entire workflow where your campaign goes through the Hive Mind, looks at the entire industry and all the results everyone is getting from all the workflows, from all the industries, from all the ad accounts. And then here I put a summarize, okay? Summarize based on my memory, based on the Mordor, based on the Hive Mind. Give me a summary of my campaigns and the results and everything, and notify me through Discord. So I have my webhook connected. So I want you to notify me on Discord and send me a result of what we should do next and how we should build it. But instead of notifications, I could just add a full AI workflow where I just ask EXOD to build an entire new campaign based on these results, based on the Hive Mind, based on all this, and then it could go to infinity, right? You could build an entire workflow that lives for the next 10 years, and all you do is add, oh, there's a new tool that came out, a new AI tool that came out, Dance 2.5 or this. Well, you add these new nodes that we're going to be adding to the workflow, and you just upgrade your workflow constantly. So we keep adding, and you can add to your workflow and make it better every day. So you basically never have to use any other ad or marketing tool because EXOD completes the entire loop. EXOD is the last ad tool. Whatever amount of AI that comes out, EXOD does all the work that you need it to do. You create workflows, and you create workflows as big as you want. And I'm so excited and literally can't wait to see the workflows that you guys are going to be building. I think it's going to be really, really, really exciting. So anyway, make sure to go on EXOD, sign up right now. We're going to push this update today or tomorrow, and everyone's going to have access to this. We're doing a few more tests, but it's done. We have it, and it's super exciting. And I'll see you on the ad engineering side. Goodbye.